There is a paper card with your name printed on it, sitting on a table in front of a microphone. A 2-second gesture at the end of a speech. The hand that picks him up and turns him face down. Nothing illegal, nothing noisy, just a man who, having finished speaking, prefers no one to know who he is. The question is who that man is, and what he had done in front of everyone just a few dozen minutes earlier. Cusco, Peru, August 13th and 14th. 2 days of work with representatives of social organizations, indigenous communities, and collectives from 9 regions of the southern country. The title of the meeting is Weaving Voices for Dignity, with a subtitle on human rights and the common good. There are 3 organizers, and the second is the most important: the Episcopal Commission for Social Action of the Peruvian Episcopal Conference. There is no doubt, therefore, about the nature of the event. It is not a secular event to which the Church has been invited as a guest. The inauguration was presided over by Monsignor Lizardo Estrada Herrera, Auxiliary Bishop of Cusco and Secretary General of the Latin American Episcopal Council. Also present in the room was Monsignor Miguel Angel Cadenas, Bishop of Iquitos, and a third man who will never appear in any official account. The setting, according to Vatican media, is preparation for Leo XIV's trip to Peru in November. The opening of a meeting, convened by a body of the Episcopal Conference, usually takes place with a prayer. First omission. The video doesn't feature a Catholic prayer, a blessing, or a Trinitarian invocation. None. Instead, a woman leads an Andean ceremony. These are the words, and it's worth hearing them in full. This month of August is very special for us from the Andean perspective. It's the month of Mother Earth, who loves us so much, who is so affectionate, so generous, who gives us food. Coca leaves were distributed to everyone present. Then guided breathing exercises were performed with eyes closed. Let's see how our insides are feeling. This body we inhabit is a small earth. It is territory, continues the voice leading the ceremony. A ground altar with bowls. Inside the bowls were food offered to the earth, including cheese and leaves to be placed on the ground. 3 blows on the leaves before placing them. We thank the earth in this important month. We give it 3 blows as we lay them down. A bowl of fire at the end where the leaves are burned, and a final request addressed verbatim to God, Mother, Grandmother Fire. At the 51st second of the video, the Auxiliary Bishop of Cusco passes by, holding the coca leaves in his hands, and sets them down. At the 55th, a man in jeans and a grey jacket follows him. He sets the leaves down in the same way, and the footage clearly shows it. Monsignor Jordi Bertomeu, priest and canonist, official of the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith and Pontifical Commissioner for the Sodalicio case. Not a layman passing through, not an administrative official. The man the Holy See sends to Latin America to handle the most sensitive issues. The description given by the newspaper that published the video is precise. He lays down the leaves with visible reverence. There's no indication, the same newspaper writes, that he merely attended the ceremony. He donated like all the other attendees. Immediately after the ceremony, the speeches begin, and it's his turn to report on the Sodalicio case. The camera remains focused on the audience throughout, not the speaker. And finally, the card is turned over. The gesture we began with, filmed in its entirety. The Vatican media's report on that meeting is long and detailed. It emphasizes the role of the bishops and places the event within the context of the papal visit. Second omission, that report doesn't mention a single line about the opening ceremony. Not a single one. Third omission, the coca leaves do not appear, the payment to the land does not appear, the month of Pachamama does not appear. The fourth omission, and perhaps the most telling, is Bertomeu's name. yet he had addressed the audience immediately after the ceremony. A contrast, in short, between what the images show and what the official story reports. And the contrast, in itself, is newsworthy. Finally, no response was received from the newspaper that tried to contact him for an explanation. Silence there, too. On August 20th, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano's reaction arrived on his channels. And it was the harshest of all. His first clarification was about the role. Those prelates, he wrote, were not there as distracted spectators, but as active participants. The definition he gives of the rite leaves no room for interpretation. A pagan rite of invocation to the infernal idol of Pachamama. The comparison he draws is with 2019, with the images of the Amazon Synod that the Catholic public remembers so well. The roots, however, according to him, must be sought much further back. And here, his date is precise. The seed was sown in Assisi on October 27, 1986, he writes. We see the harvest today. He lists the fact that seems to him the most serious without extenuating circumstances. An official of the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith and an auxiliary bishop who offer coca leaves with visible devotion. The question he closes with is rhetorical and very harsh, and I report it as his. How would the martyrs of the faith judge this apostasy of the clergy? An archbishop, however, is not an anonymous commentator. What he says becomes fact in itself, and a fact is accounted for. There's no follow-up for now. No denial, no clarification, no note from the relevant ministry. The other interpretation exists, and that is inculturation. It should be reported because it's not a made-up excuse. For many Andean Catholics, paying the land is a gesture of thanksgiving for the harvest, inherited from their grandparents and experienced as a culture, not a cult. The classic distinction in this matter is known to anyone who has studied missiology. What does not conflict with the faith in the local culture is preserved, and what does conflict is removed. The problem that critics raise is precisely there. Who decides where that border runs, and who decided it that day in Cusco? The point, ultimately, isn't even the ritual. It's the list of things no one said. No explanation from the organizers. No entry in the official report. No response to requests for clarification. A card turned face down, after all, says more than any press release. And it remains on record because that gesture was filmed, and the Pope's trip to Peru is in 3 months. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment Amen. God bless you.